How you going, Jake?
Good. How are you?
How's camp going for you?
It's good. It's good. Should be back out there with the guys. Um, Offense seems like they're rolling. Defense too. I think we're on track.
Well, it's this stage in your career. What does training camp mean to you? What are these early days? What are you trying to accomplish?
Really, it's about getting back into football shape, getting back with the guys, and making sure that everyone's on the same page, working together. And you also kind of build a little bit of a callus just against like the little hits, the little things and bumps and bruises that football brings.
Jake, with however things unfold with Spencer or Feliciano, there's a chance that you might have a rookie right guard next to you like you did 2 years ago when Spencer came in. What have you seen out of Pooney and how he's playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone in the room can play, and that's why they're here. I think that the coaching staff wants the best player to be out there, and we as players do too. And we're definitely seeing a few different bodies there, right guard, just right now due to injuries and that sort of thing. But one thing's for sure, First going to have the best guy out there for us.
Jake, there's a lot of good depth, as you said, in the room. You're a veteran. Is it a competitive situation, or do you feel like you are the knowledgeable guy who could impart some wisdom to some of the young guys?
I mean, there's always competition. That's just the nature of the league. I feel like as soon as you get comfortable and complacent, that's when you lose your position, you lose your spot. But at the same time, I'm not going to be one of those vets that is not an open book. It's not going to help the young guys. Because as a group, we need to succeed. As a group, we need to be as best as we can be. And being kind of selfish and just worrying about myself wouldn't be the best move to get to our end goal.
Freddy talked about how he's finally getting the benefit of a full off season. How much can you and him both benefit from that, all those reps together?
Oh, it's great, right? Like anytime you bank a rep, that's one less you have to do in a game setting in practice, right? So every single snap we take is full speed, and it's just one more thing that he can add to his resume and his repertoire, and I just feel like he's still young, even though he's playing at such a high level. He's still a young player, so having the ability to have reps this early in his career and not get hit in games all the time, getting those reps is really perfect for him.
He doesn't seem, I should ask you the question, does he seem like a young player?
Oh, no, for sure. No, I mean, I've said this countless times now. The guy, even when he first came in the first game that he was playing for us, he just demands attention, demands your best, and he's just a natural leader. You don't really see that from young guys. He doesn't act like a young player.
And you already see some of those benefits of getting those extra reps. Do you see those on the field already?
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of tricky things that quarterbacks have to do. That it's not just second nature. It really needs to be drilled. It needs to be repped in order for you to get the timing down and like the spacing down and being able to see the route tree in your head before the ball snaps. All of that stuff is not just natural. Yeah, you definitely have to work to make sure you're good at that.
So that means that last year without any reps, were you pretty surprised at how well he operated in week 1 with no reps up until that point?
I mean, he was definitely taking reps when he could, and luckily our scout offense runs a lot of the same route trees that our normal offense does in practice. So he was getting reps; they just weren't with the same players. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say surprised because even the first day he showed up, I definitely knew he was a special kid. But I was just really impressed by it.
Jake, how would you describe your relationship with Fred Werner? The competitive nature of it.
Well, at least the first couple of weeks of camp, it's a lot of just me and him hitting each other, which is fun. Eventually we move on from the Mike declared runs to more Will and more Sam declared runs. So it becomes more balanced of who I'm hitting, but a lot of it's just me and Fred right now, which is fun. And he knows it and I know it, right? So anytime he hears 54 come out of my mouth, it's usually a collision between us two.
Is it more the physical competition, or is there a mental game too between you and him?
There's a little bit of a mental game, but that's more between me and the defensive lineman. You know, it's not. He's just luckily. Defenses have changed in the past. Like they were like with the Luke Kuechly defenses, like the Mike could completely change the defense depending on what he saw. I think now it's more of a schematic thing. So I'm more just messing with the guys closer to me than Mike linebacker.
He's a very vocal guy on the field. How do you combat that?
You know, you have to be vocal back when it's the proper time. You know, I feel like anytime there's a first down, I make sure he knows it. But other than that, you know, just little things, little jabs here and there.
I mean, he's and has been all pro level
Yeah.
for all pros. Does it help you, to challenge him and vice versa, where you feel like you got to give him your best to make him better, and going back the other way from him to you.
Oh, but for sure. I mean, iron sharpens iron. That's something that I believed in since I was first in the league. You know, going half speed, getting half speed reps against players that aren't going to be the players that you see on Sundays. That's just not going to be as beneficial as playing against guys that are the best of the best. You know, the fact that I'm battling arguably the best Mike linebacker in the league every single practice. That's just. I mean, that just makes me better, which is great.
The guys you're going against on the D line have largely changed over this year. Do you have any thoughts about the composition of the defensive tackles? I mean, there seem to be a lot of big, sort of shorter stature guys suddenly on this team, whereas maybe last year there weren't quite that number.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the size is really, the main factor. I think a lot of it has to do with just their athleticism and ability to do what Coach Kasurek wants them to do. I feel like they all have great get off. They all have great strength and explosiveness, and that's really all you need, besides just relentless effort by this defense. So, I feel like they're all really good players. I think. I mean, I was with Collins in Dallas my rookie year, so it was kind of cool being reunited with that guy. But I think honestly, just what I've seen so far, where we haven't really lost a step at that position yet.
What is Collins like?
I mean, he's great. The fact that he's that big, but he can move so quickly and such a fast twitch. I mean, I feel like he's going to be a great complement to what Hargrave can do.
Do you go against Gross Matos at all when he lines up inside?
Not too much of yet. So I don't know too much about it.
Do you look forward to first time pads are on Monday, and whether you're cleared to do that or not? But what's that like for a lineman to finally get them on after 6 months off?
Honestly, you would think that like a football player would want less pads and less impacts, but pads to us as offensive linemen, it gives us a steering wheel. It gives them stuff to hang on to, makes our jobs easier. And I'm not saying we hold on every single play, but stuff is definitely happening. So just being able to go full speed and get actual full speed reps would be good.
What advice have you given Trent on his contract holdout?
I don't know if he's been taking it from me, but I think he's a great player. We obviously want him here, and I just hope they can work something out.
All good, guys? All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Jake.
How do you think?